March is almost over, and this is my day in the life in March. Starting out with a pour over, and I'm getting out the door at the crack of, noon? Getting up to real time. It is March 24th, 2022. It's a Thursday, and how has my earnings been for the month of March, just doing TaskRabbit? I will tell you very soon. Yeah, Vicky gets a wash. We're gonna give Vicky a car wash. This will be fun. So today I'm moving another couch, and I raised my rates considerably, right? The little arrow that points down in TaskRabbit to say my price is too high remains. But with gas prices the way they are, I'm not gonna do it for less than like $40 an hour. All right, so, and yeah, I got hired to do move a couch. Again, not too far across the city, and old Vicky here is gonna get her done. We're gonna give her, this couch is white, so it's an ivory white couch, so I'm gonna have to clean Vicky here. The back's pretty messy. And I thought I had moving blankets, and I couldn't find those. Oh yeah, the old girl with the dents and the spray paint. She cleans up nice. Not looking too bad there, Vicky. Huh? Look at that. All right, so I made this out of an old CD, by the way. My White Stripes Elephant CD that got destroyed. Now it's my phone holder, along with my Metallica Black Album CD that also got destroyed. So, time to vacuum this up. All right, $2. That's about the best $2 is gonna do. I found these blankets on OfferUp for moving furniture and such, and only $2. We know it's springtime because Gunner is molting. People with the moving blankets did not get back to me, so it's Harbor Freight. Good old Harbor Freight. Here we are. This is this will keep the Gunner hairs off it. Boom. And this is gonna go with my receipts. Just another tax deduction, people. In the bucket. So getting caught up on my videos, the journey, from having jobs to gig work, catching up to real time. It is March 24th, 2022. It's a Thursday. It's an old couch. There it is. All right, so we're gonna move it out. All right, so picked up the couches, just driving across the city here to their new location. And so a few questions that people might be asking about TaskRabbit. Is there insurance, Russ? Like if you break something or, break something, is there some kind of way that you personally don't get in trouble or sued, or are you bonded or licensed or something like that? So I did some investigation into that because it was a concern looking into this. And from what I could compile, TaskRabbit has what's called a happy customer fund. Now, I mean, it's a used couch, so, yep. It's gonna work. It fit. 2 sections fit in Vicky there. All right, so picked up the couches, just driving across the city here to their new location. And so a few questions that people might be asking about TaskRabbit. Is there insurance, Russ? Like if you break something or, break something, is there some kind of way that you personally don't get in trouble or sued, or are you bonded or licensed or something like that? So I did some investigation into that because it was a concern looking into this. And from what I could compile, TaskRabbit has what's called a happy customer fund. Now, this is an interesting language, right? Because when you start talking about insurance, you're talking about something that's heavily regulated. And states, and cities, and municipalities, they all want their little piece of the insurance business, right? And not only that, but there's a reason it's regulated, you know. I get that. So insurance companies aren't always most honest people in the world. But TaskRabbit wants, right? They want return business. They don't want bad press out there in the world. So they have what's called a happy customer fund, and it's money that's set aside if we do something horrible, you know. Finally arriving at my destination, and man, it looks like I'm gonna have to carry these couches up 3 flights of stairs. That's something I've learned. I'm not booking any more of these unless they have people to help, because this is my back isn't the greatest, you know. I was a roofer and I've done a lot of hard labor in my life. I'm 53 years old, and I'd rather not carry couches up and down 3 flights of stairs. These aren't super heavy, but still, it's like, seriously, like phone a friend, right? I asked her to do that, but it's in hindsight, and communication is an issue. You gotta communicate with people. So that's something I would say in my next task request is, I will pick up your couch and I will deliver your couch, but you're gonna need some friends to haul it up and down stairs in apartment complexes especially. I wouldn't mind just carrying it into someone's like floor level apartment or even in an elevator, but 3 flights of stairs. This is I just want this task over with by this point. And I have an hour to be in Kirkland to assemble some furniture and put up some curtain rods. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. 1, 2, 3. I'm flipping exhausted. What? My back is killing me. Got ibuprofen. I got my ibuprofen from the dentist in the van, and I will be taking one of those for sure. So I have a task in Kirkland, Inglewood, near the big Inglewood golf course. If you're a fan of golfing, they had one of the opens there. US Open, I don't know, it was years ago. But pretty fancy place. Headed that way. More things I'm still learning is communicating with people. Like, take pictures of it out of the box. And the box of screws was like over 100 screws in this thing. Like, this is going to take some time. And I told the customer up front, time consuming. When I had arrived, and I always tell people this is my minimum. If I show up at your place, it's 2 hours. I will do at least one task based on that 2-hour minimum. However else I can get to is different. Got this set of bits at Harbor Freight for like a couple bucks. I use it almost every day. On all this IKEA type furniture, they tell you not to use power tools, but they don't understand how the torque works. Or most people don't understand how the torque works on a drill these days. Light furniture assembly. I don't think so. Mama said there'd be days like these. That's all right. It was good. It's good to get out there and see the peoples. But yeah, communicating, and this client was sort of weird in their like description. So they said light, it was under furniture assembly, and then they said light furniture installation, comma, fixing a curtain rod. And so I'm like, at first I'm like, that's a mounting thing. Mounting pays more than furniture assembly. And like, you need to clarify. Yeah. What? So then she said, put my daughter's bed together and then put this simple thing together. And it wasn't simple. It was one of those nightmare IKEA things with hundreds of screws and bolts and X things that hold together particle wood and all that. So it took 2 hours just to do the one thing. She wanted me to do 3 things. She wanted me to put her daughter's bed together. She wanted me to do that thing. And then she wanted me to fix the curtain rods. And then she's like, oh, you can drill these holes. Just drill the holes. Like, now, hanging curtains is more than drilling holes. Like, people just don't, a lot of people don't understand how long it takes to do things. And it's part of our job to educate folks on what it actually takes to do things. But that's one of the things about this is unlike flat rate, where they just, oh yeah, you should be able to do this in this amount of time. And sometimes that's true, and sometimes it isn't, you know, because you run into complications and stuff. I remember my first shop, it was like, you should be able to do an oil change on a Honda in the same time it takes you to do an oil change on a F450 diesel. Really? No, that's not. But that's what the shop said, time-wise. But yeah, that's the difference between me interacting with a customer and, you know, a shop manager or someone who assigns work, right? It's just being able to communicate well enough to say, listen, this is what it's going to take. I told her before I even started, I said, this is going to be time consuming. The funny thing is, this wasn't even an IKEA thing. It was actually a Walmart thing. So she purchased this from Walmart, but it was just like something you would buy at IKEA, you know, with all the pegs and the screws and the dowels and the particle wood. Yeah. And as promised, here's my earnings for March. This is what I made as a TaskRabbit guy in the month of March. And I did not even work 30 hours a week, all right? Sometimes I do like 2 tasks, 1 task. I had to start to pace myself because there's a few days there where one day I made over $400, but I worked like 12 hours, 13 hours even, possibly. Yeah, I left home at 8 o'clock and I didn't get home until like 9. So that was like a 13-hour day. And I sure ate lunch and stuff. There's that. So, but I could see myself, because I'm an addictive personality, or one of those, I don't know. I don't even like saying that as much. But I could become a workaholic pretty easy, like with this. I can get caught up in the mayhem, caught up in the busyness of it. I get caught up in busyness in my life anyway. It's a discipline for me to slow down and just breathe and just be in the moment, be present. Thanks again for watching. Until next time. Bye. Stevens, ooh, look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a drift car. Somebody's got the drifting fever. You can tell because the rear bumper's gone. Yep, someone's been drifting the 240 SX. Look at that. Anyway.